Hello everybody, and welcome to Let's Play Katamari Damacy. I'm Nai.
I'm Mako, and it's time to put the stars back into the sky.
But first, notice the wild prince, pelvic thrusting away.
Very majestic. How royal.
And here we see the rare prince in its natural habitat, going on its daily business. Anyways, let's go.
Yeah, I don't think you can keep that voice up forever.
Oh, I totally can. Don't even try. So now that we actually can go to Earth, and this is actually level select. So we've already completed Make a Star 1. We can go back and redo it. Nothing stops us. But there's kind of no point, so we're going to do Make a Star 2. Magandang Tangali Ho. Have you ever been to the Philippines? We stopped in the day before yesterday. We hope you can visit during the days rolling. Like that's possible. Oh, yes. A royal present for the hard-working prince. That's what we were thinking while playing catch with your present. And then we threw it too hard, and it went down to earth. Just fell to earth. Must be around somewhere, so roll it up while you're at it. Why, thank you. Sending things to earth. Objects? Oh, that's actually the loading screen.
Yeah,
he will actually list stuff.
Say some beautiful things while he's doing that.
Today, you'll be rolling inside the house. The Katamari should be, let's see, around a full 20 centimeters. We can believe in you for 6 minutes in Earth time. But any longer than that, and even the king of all cosmos can't be expected to wait. We look forward to a nice Katamari, Mini Prince. At any time, I can actually start rolling during that opening cutscene, but he gets really pissy about it, and I kinda hate listening to him whine. So, yeah, there you go. Now, the music of this game is absolutely fantastic, so if you've never actually listened to the music, I highly recommend you do so.
It's not hard to find.
Not at all. I think, I want to say you can get the entire soundtrack on Amazon, and I would greatly recommend it.
Probably could, actually.
I mean, I already have the soundtrack, and I got it a long time ago, but... And I'm being pushed around. Remember how you were saying that it's going to be unlikely that,
you get pushed around creatures, but they make a big deal out of stuff getting knocked off you, and honestly, the things that are going to get knocked off you are going to be your own damn fault.
Well, no, if anything runs into you that's bigger than you are, it will forcibly knock stuff off of you.
Okay, now something I was going to comment that the game doesn't mention, but is kind of useful to know. You'll notice that when we pass certain thresholds, we get like the big sort of the screen flat sort of fuzzes for a moment. You get a big sort of sparkly fanfare. If your ball is kind of oblong, that sort of marks when you pass the threshold. And if you've gotten too oblong, that will actually fix it to a degree.
Yeah.
And it's also a good way to know when you like leveled up your ball big enough to get over certain barriers.
Yeah, there'll be barriers. Actually, we just passed one a little bit earlier. That was a 10-centimeter barrier. So when we were able to pass these barriers, the game actually loads up the next section of the game.
Your Katamari is as big as
big as one flashlight. That's something they actually took out in later games, which I really didn't like. They actually took out the calculations that your Katamari is as big as this. Okay, let's continue moving. So you are in no way required to stop playing when you hit your limit. So, even though I'm at 10 centimeters, and I probably will hit 20 centimeters very quickly, in no way am I required to stop playing. I can keep going, and in fact, the game wants you to. You are encouraged to keep picking stuff up.
So the whole game is one big score attack, trying to get the biggest Katamari you want.
Not only that, also to do it quickly, too.
After all, you want to make some impressive stars, don't you?
No, too late! What are you doing?
Looks like nobody's referring to there.
Oh, too late. What are you doing? If anything scampers, roll it up before going off. We'll report this to Mother. My assumption is that when there's a living creature that you're trying to roll up, but you're not quite big enough to do an instant roll up of it. So now we get to go outside by passing that 10 centimeter barrier. So I can't actually go over those things until I'm 10 centimeters tall. So if there's a living creature that you try to roll up, but you're not big enough to do an instant roll up of it, you'll knock it over, and it will, for a moment, be a little bit stuck. So I've hit 20 centimeters. Look at that. Not bad at all. A big Katamari indeed. But you may as well make it much, much bigger. That is if you really are a prince. And, we have an idea. If the Katamari is large enough, we'll be sure to turn it into a star. Even if you go directly back to your home planet, you can get home from the pause screen. We shall see you later. So what he's talking about is that if at any time I want to just stop rolling, which is never going to happen in this Let's Play, I can just press start, and I can press back to home, and as long as I've hit a certain threshold, the minimum requirement for that level, he'll just let us leave, and there will be no, no problems. If you try to leave before you're done, there is a small cutscene where you lose. Good day, sir. He gets very upset about that. Let's see, what were we talking about? Oh, yes, living creatures, if you hit them, you'll knock them over, and they'll be able to be picked up. If you fail to pick them up within a set period of time, they get up and they run away. So when he was saying that, we missed an opportunity, it's probably because I knocked over a mouse or something like that, and then failed to pick it up before it ran. So I'm just going to transition back into the household here, and we're going to pick up a lot of the stuff that I was too small to pick up earlier. Notice that anytime I hit something, I lose some stuff. Ooh, our cash stash. So my intention is to get all the presents and all of the cousins. The problem is I don't know where they all are. So I'm probably going to have to look that up. So the presents are usually pretty obvious. They look like giant presents. But the problem is that any presents or any cousins that I intend to pick up, they have a specific size that they hang out at. If you get too big, you can't get them anymore because things that are too small at your present size actually just straight vanish. So we have to keep an eye out for them. Got a guy playing golf over here. I was not aware that golf was such a big thing in Japan.
I love baseball, but I don't know about golf.
I did hear about them liking baseball. Okay, I haven't seen the present. Have you seen the present anywhere? I don't know where the present is in this level.
Neither do I offhand.
Oh, there it is. Nope, there it isn't. Hold on. Is it on the Christmas tree? There it is. It was on the Christmas tree. So the royal presents are always costume items for the prince. You need to keep it in the Katamari. If it falls out of the Katamari for any reason, you lose it. So you don't want to lose it. And after the end of the level, you can go and you can go into a certain screen. You can get the prince to wear anything that he's picked up. And there's some kind of cool stuff that shows up every once in a while. So basically what we're doing here is we're trying to get just as much as I possibly can in the remaining time, so that way we can make as big a Katamari as possible. If you make it big enough, sometimes there's cool stuff that happens. Change the name. It's very much score attack stuff. Where are you? And done. Time's up.
Time is up.
It was boring to watch this whole time. We'll zip back to space now. Royal Rainbow.
Royal Rainbow. Bleh.
Yep. So whenever I do anything particularly good, he'll be amazed by it. We are moved to tears by the size of this thing.
whenever he says that, you can be pretty assured that I got it as big as I possibly could have, or at least, you know, around there.
This is so incredible. Happy, happy, so happy. We want to turn it into a star right now. You did that fast. You hit the goal awfully fast. That was fantastic. That was so speedy and so smart. It will be a shooting star. Like boom.
So what that means is that I hit the actual goal incredibly quickly. I think this is only in the Make a Star levels. If you do it fast enough, you make a shooting star. We want to get all of them. We've been given a scarf. So we also clicked at the most playtime items. My Earth's really full of things. So a lot of the stuff he just repeats. So I won't be doing the voice for, you know, ever. So our new one is going to be the Bratty Star.
Well, it was full of playtime.
There's the Messy Comet. That R1 thing talks about when you go into the planetarium. And here's our cutscene. Most amazing graphics ever.
It's time to go.
Okay.
God, they look so creepy. The stars have suddenly vanished from the sky. The cause is being investigated. And back to watching a giant Power Ranger kill a giant dinosaur. We should have enough time to do the next one, I think. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and make Cancer. So now we're making a constellation. Constellations have slightly different rules.
You need to get a certain number of a specific kind of thing, if I recall.
Something's not quite there. Oh, yes. We get it. It just doesn't look delicious. This sky does not seem yummy at all. Everyone is still hungry, yes? Can't you see that, silly? Speaking of delicious, we say crab. Most certainly crab.
That's a reference to the book Search for Delicious. Did you ever read that book, Mako?
Nope. You have completely lost me on that one.
Looks yummy. But no, not yet. Patience is a virtue. Focus, we must focus. To make the yummiest cancer possible, all you have to do is roll up as many, many, many crabs as you can find. Let's see. You have 5 minutes. We look forward to a mouth-watering Katamari Callow Prince.
Search for Delicious is a really great game. Great book. Generally, it's meant as a little bit more like a children's book, so you generally see it assigned to like kids in elementary to middle school. And the entire thing is just talking about, if I remember correctly, there is in a kingdom, there is a writer who's trying to write a dictionary, an official dictionary for the kingdom. And, he keeps on submitting his writings to the local king, the local monarch, to get his approval before moving on. And the monarch's generally happy with him until they get to the definition of the word delicious. And the problem is the writer said that delicious was, whatever it may happen to be, crab or a sandwich, something like that. And, turns out that's not what the king thinks is delicious. The king does not like that, or doesn't think it should be the definition of delicious. So the king kind of announces that, no, I say it's this, you should put this. Well, the entire court takes issue with that statement, and they're saying, no, we don't agree with that. You can't say that's delicious, because this is much more delicious than that. So, they argue for a little while, and then eventually the king decides that the best way to solve this problem would be to have a royal decree sent out, and have the writer, along with a page, go out and take a poll of all the citizens in the kingdom of what they find delicious. And whichever item is agreed upon by the most people will henceforth be the definition. And the entire book chronicles the page's journey along the city to figure out what everybody agrees is delicious. And there's twists and turns and little adventures, and everywhere he goes, there's something different happening. The story moves. It's a really good book, actually.
We've managed to pick up 66 crabs so far.
I forget how many there actually are. The problem is I've already cut myself off from certain areas that I would love to be able to go to. For example, I can no longer go underneath the house because I'm too big. So, you know, we've got kind of a limited amount of space that I can actually work in right now in order to get bigger. And we still have 3 minutes left. Are there any areas that I can go to now that I couldn't already? Because levels gradually open up. So areas I couldn't go to before, I'll be able to go to now. But also, yeah, see, I can go up there and get those crabs. Just a matter of figuring out how to get up there. Is that an elevator back there? Oh, this is an elevator. Okay. So we just got the horseshoe crab. There we go. Anything that scampers. So this gets up. Oh, this gets here. Of course, we will put this in our diary. I don't think I want to be able to get the dog. We're just grabbing as much as we can. Again, I can't go underneath the house, unfortunately, because I did build up a little bit too fast. That's one of the downsides about doing what I'm doing, which is just going for the biggest roll-ups I possibly can, is that occasionally you'll make it so you can't get everything. Because you block yourself off of some of the other stuff. Now, I think everything that you see in the game... There we go. Everything you see in the game should be roll-upable if you can only just get that big. So, for example, this human right here, that TV, I should eventually become big enough to get that. Where did that... There he is. Okay. So we have about a minute left. I mean, we're well above the requirement, I think. So we should be okay, but I'd like to see if we can get a little bit bigger. Just a question of if I can find anything that I can actually roll up. I was really hoping we'd be able to roll up those plants at some point. Nothing to do with monkeys. I'm assuming this is supposed to be a Oh, hello. Can I have that? Thank you. Oh, it's a coconut crab. I was assuming that was supposed to be a hermit crab. We're going to get as much as we possibly can. Can I grab that? That one. No. Apparently.
Yeah, okay, oops, you're down to your last 10 seconds. I'm not sure what the actual requirement for getting a good rank on this level is.
It's way, way less than I've got. Generally, if you can get everything.
Whee! That looks delicious, but also slightly disturbing. Oh well, let's take the yum-yum rainbow back.
Royal Rainbow! Yeah.
Let's see.
I will never stop finding that. Constellation objects percent.
Crab intensive and kind of gross. Anyway, what? 97 crabs? Fabulous. This is it. This is what we wanted. Crab. A sea of crab meat. Crab heaven.
I think it also
incredibly yummy.
I think it also matters based on the percentage, because it does give you the percentage completed. It might matter how much of your thing is the item.
I think it was actually counting how many crabs because I picked up 97 crabs, so I think there were 100 crabs I could have picked up is partly what it's saying too.
We are
More than
a
100.
step closer to the finest starry sky there is. Oops! We are drooling. Alrighty, let's just release it into the sky.
Yeah, it might be. I think there's a little bit of percentage-based stuff in there too, but it mostly has to do with the how many you actually picked up. And cutscene.
Oh, I feel it. I feel the cosmos.
Ew,
Creepy
Cosmos.
Creepy kid.
Cancer came scuttling back.
Creepy, creepy, creepy.
So yummy.
So yummy! Okay, folks. We'll see you next time.